All right. Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, everybody? It's Friday, January 22nd, 2021. This morning, we're going to talk about the 6 habits you need to break for success to find you. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right. What's happening, guys? Good morning to you. Thank you guys for being here. My apologies for yesterday. Man, I was a little under the weather yesterday morning when I woke up. I was not feeling too good. I had a massive headache, and I just needed some rest, I think, after a couple days of going at it hard. So I apologize for missing you guys yesterday, but happy to be back. Want to say good morning to some folks. What's happening? Carla, Jared, Lynn, and David, thank you guys for being here this morning. So I thought this morning I wanted to talk about breaking 6 habits that I have listed here for success to be able to find you. So there's a lot of things that we do on a daily basis, right? That probably drive us in the wrong direction of success, right? Just point us in the wrong direction or send us off track or delay that process of achieving success. And so there's a couple that kind of stick out to me as a big deal. And I wanted to share those with you guys this morning. They're very simple, nothing too complicated that you're going to have to remember here. But I'll start here with number 1. So number 1 is to stop sleeping in or hitting the snooze button. I know that sounds really simple, but that is your first win of the day, right? If you wake up, you don't hit the snooze button, you just jump right out of bed. So this morning here, for example, I had my alarm set for 3:45. I actually woke up at 3:41, and I thought to myself, man, that's pretty cool. I woke up right before I was supposed to, and not for a second did I just lay in bed. I just got up, right? Because yesterday was kind of an off day, got started late, just didn't feel right. So today I had the opportunity to kind of reset things. And so I took that opportunity. And I want you guys to remember this, that the snooze button, as my friend Glenn Lundy says, the snooze button, man, is like the devil. It's trying to sell you a story that you'll feel better after 8 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever you have your snooze set to. But stop sleeping in and hitting the snooze button, and your life will get a lot better. It will feel more in control. You will feel a lot better about yourself just by not hitting the snooze button. That is your first victory of the day. So break that habit. If you're a person that hits the snooze button, stop sleeping in and stop hitting the snooze button, and success will find you faster. That's number 1. Number 2, stop not writing down your goals daily and stop not organizing your days. So stop that whole process of just going at the day in a reactive fashion. Stop not writing down your goals is a big one, guys. And if you're not organized, that's a big deal. I asked this question at the retreat we were at this week, but I'll ask it to you guys this morning. When you write down your goals once a year, right? In January, you write down your goals and you say, man, this is what I'm going to do this year. The other person writes down their goals 365 times this year, gets very clear on them every single morning. Which person do you think has a higher likelihood of being successful? I don't think there's any question about that, right? It's very easy. The person who writes down their goals 365 times is absolutely going to win every single time. They're going to be ahead of the person that writes them down once a year, because it's not very clear to that person that only writes them down once a year. And if you're not organizing your week in advance, organizing your days in advance, man, you're just not going to ever reach the potential that God has given you. So stop not writing down your goals and organizing your days, guys. Use a planner, and you will be way, way ahead of the game. So that's number 2. Number 3, stop not taking quiet time to think about what's going on in your life, what you're doing, and where you're going. It is absolutely imperative that you take quiet time to think about what you're doing and where you're going. If you don't do that, if you don't take time to process everything that's happening in your life, you won't be clear about the things that you have going on, about how to react to those things, about how to process those challenging things that are going on in your life, the adversity that's happening to you. It just will not be easy for you to process. And you'll keep going from adversity and challenge to the next piece of adversity and the next challenge. And you'll never have the time. If you don't give yourself the time, you will never have the perspective to be able to process those things properly. And where you're going will get off track. You will start to veer off the course of where you're supposed to be. And that's never a good thing. So stop not taking the quiet time to think about what you're doing and where you're going. That's number 3. Number 4, this is the big one. Stop allowing negative self-talk about anything. Man, so often the things that we say to ourselves are completely out of line, right? The things that we allow ourselves to think, the things we allow ourselves to say, they are completely out of line when it comes to how things actually are in the world. It's almost impossible for some of the things that we tell ourselves to be as bad as we say. When we have adversity hitting us, man, think about that. Think about the things that you say to yourself and how extreme they are at times, right? What's going to happen, what the possibilities of the situation that you're in are, and how negative those thoughts are. Stop allowing negative self-talk about anything. Find that clear vision, find that clear path forward, and stop the negative self-talk. That is one of the most dangerous things that we have in life, is right between your ears, right? It's right inside your head. So stop allowing that negative self-talk about anything. There's so many different aspects of that we need to be careful of. But that self-talk, man, that comes from a lot of hard work on yourself, a lot of discipline in getting those thoughts straight. It is imperative for you to stop the negative self-talk in your life. That's number 4. Number 5, another big one and related to the same thing. Stop listening to the naysayers. Stop listening to the people that aren't on your side, that aren't supporting you, that maybe are adversaries of yours. Just stop listening to those people. You know, I believe firmly that we all have a north compass built inside of us of what's right and what's wrong. And so sometimes those naysayers are trying to kick that compass off course, right? Because they're afraid of where you're going. They don't want to see you win. And so those things that people are saying, those people that are doubting you, those people that are throwing things in front of you that are obstacles, there's a reason why they're doing that. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them, right? The things that they say has everything to do with them, very little, if anything, to do with you. So stop listening to those people. You know, if I think back in my life and if I would have listened to, you know, the naysayers or the people that didn't want me to do things, or the people that were worried for me, I'm not sure where I would be, but I can tell you it wouldn't be where I am right now. And right now I'm in a very happy place. I'm in a very fulfilled place. I've achieved a lot in the last couple of years. But if I would have listened to those people, right? If I would have listened to those naysayers, or if I listened to them today, where would I be? Ask yourself that question. How much are you listening to the words of others as opposed to listening to the North Compass that is built right inside of you, that knows what you're supposed to be doing, that knows what your mission is in life? And again, this ties back to that quiet time to think about what you're doing and where you're going and get clear on that, right? So stop listening to the naysayers is number 5. Number 6, one of the biggest ones that I encounter all the time, man. I'm talking to people, I'm, you know, coaching people, trying to point them in the right direction, and I hear the phrase, "I don't have enough time." I would challenge you to never, ever, ever say that. If you catch yourself saying it, stop it. Just stop it altogether, because The truth is, you have the same amount of time as anybody else in this world. You and Jeff Bezos have had the same amount of time since 1997 when he created Amazon. What's the difference? He used his time differently, didn't he? So when you think about that, when you think about saying, I don't have enough time, that is negative self-talk in the first place. But just saying that you don't have enough time is just not true. It's how you prioritize your time. It's how you document your time to try to figure out everything that you're doing. If you find yourself saying you don't have enough time a lot, I would look hard in the mirror at the person that's to blame, right? And so when you say that, it is literally building an excuse into your own life as to why you're not further ahead, why you're not achieving the things that you wanted to achieve, why you're not advancing as fast as some other people that are around you. Saying you don't have enough time is just not true. You have just as much time as anybody else. It's how you decide to use your time that makes all the difference. So as I was thinking about, what to include in this list, I really put a lot of thought into, which buckets, which categories were most important for me, like what I felt made the biggest difference in my life. And there are plenty of things that are kind of subcategories to these 6 things. But these 6 things are so basic, but they're so huge, right? When you think about what happens if you do all of these things in your life, if you just make it a rule in 2021 that you're going to stop all of these things that were just on this list. And I'll run through it one more time here before we're done. But if you think about that list and how simple this list is, but think about this. If you and everyone around you committed to this list, nobody would not be successful. Nobody around you would not be more successful. It's impossible for you to not be more successful if you eliminate these habits. So I'm going to run through this list one more time. Number 1, stop sleeping in or hitting the snooze button. Number 2, stop not writing down your goals daily and organizing your day. Stop not using a planner is basically what I'm telling you. Number 3, stop not taking the quiet time to think about, process what you're doing and where you're going. Number 4, stop allowing negative self-talk about anything, man, about anything. It doesn't matter if you look at yourself and say, man, I didn't do what I was supposed to do today. Stop that. Make a plan on how you're going to do it tomorrow. Stop talking to yourself negatively. Stop the negative thoughts that go through your mind all the time. We all have them, but you have to put a stop to them. And the more you put a stop to them, the more successful your life will get. Number 5, stop listening to the naysayers. Stop listening to those people who are against you, and stop listening to the people that are, or start listening to the people that are for you. Doesn't that make more sense? Very simple, but it's a powerful thing to have and implement into your life. And number 6, absolutely stop saying, I don't have enough time, and stop allowing people around you to say, I don't have enough time. I'll remind you, you have the same exact amount of time as people who have came from nothing and created billions of dollars in net worth. They've created massive, massive companies and success in their life. I want you to think about that and process that. So I hope this list was helpful for you guys this morning. It's something that, again, I'm not perfect at this list either, but I'm in pursuit of perfecting this list. And it is, to me, the 6 most important things that you can do from just a basic standpoint, right? There's a lot of things that you have to do from an activity standpoint, from a discipline standpoint every day in addition to these. But if you can break these 6 habits that are almost in everybody's life, if not in everybody's life, you will be way ahead of where you are today. So I'll post this list in the comments here. I hope the list was helpful to you guys. I saw a couple of you saying that you're guilty of a few of them, but it's an imperative list to create success. If you follow these tips, if you break these 6 habits, success will absolutely find you. you'll find yourself in a better place. You'll find yourself catching more momentum in life. You'll find yourself surrounded by better people. And those things all lead to success finding you in your life. So I hope the list was helpful to you guys. Wishing you guys an awesome Friday. And I'll remind you, as always, on Fridays, go out like a lion, don't go out like a mouse. I am headed out of Portland today, and I'm headed over to Park City, Utah, to do some snowmobiling and have some fun this weekend, and have a board meeting with the guys from Lead Revenue, with Brett and Karen and the team at Lead Revenue. So looking forward to that. Stay tuned for some cool videos and live streams from Park City. It's a beautiful place. Can't wait to show it to you guys. And I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. And I will see you again Monday morning. Same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.